My name is Emma. I am 28 years old now, but my story begins when I was just 18. This is the story of my life, my heart, and the biggest mistake I ever made. This is about love, pain, hope, and learning to live again. I met Daniel when I was 18 years old. It was my first day at university. I was nervous and excited. I walked into the classroom and saw him sitting near the window. He had brown hair, blue eyes, and a smile that made my heart beat faster. He looked at me and smiled. I smiled back. That was the beginning of everything. Daniel was kind and funny. He made me laugh every day. We started talking after class. Soon we were spending every day together. We walked in the park, ate ice cream, and talked about our dreams. He wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a teacher. We made plans for the future. We promised to always be together. After 3 months, Daniel told me he loved me. I cried happy tears. I told him I loved him too. I believed we would be together forever. He was my first love, my only love. I gave him my whole heart. I trusted him completely. We were together for 3 years. They were the happiest years of my life. Daniel was my best friend, my partner, my everything. He met my family. I met his family. Everyone said we were perfect together. My mother loved him. My father trusted him. My friends said I was lucky to have him. But then things started to change. Daniel became different. He stopped calling me every day. He canceled our plans. He said he was busy with his studies. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. I didn't want to think anything was wrong. One day I saw Daniel with another girl. They were at a coffee shop. She was beautiful. She had long blonde hair and green eyes. They were laughing together. My heart broke when I saw them. I walked over to their table. Daniel looked surprised to see me. "Emma, what are you doing here?" he asked. "Who is she?" I asked. My voice was shaking. "This is Sarah. She's my study partner. We're working on a project together," Daniel said quickly. I wanted to believe him. Sarah smiled at me and said hello. She seemed nice. Maybe I was worrying too much. Maybe I was being jealous for no reason. I apologized and left. But something inside me felt wrong. My heart was telling me the truth, but my mind didn't want to listen. 2 weeks later, I found out the truth. My friend Lisa saw Daniel and Sarah together again. They were holding hands. They were kissing. Lisa took a photo and showed it to me. When I saw that photo, my world stopped. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I just felt pain. I called Daniel immediately. He didn't answer. I called again and again. Finally, he answered. "We need to talk," I said. My voice was cold. "Emma, I can explain," he said. "Explain what? That you've been lying to me? That you've been with another woman?" I was crying now. Daniel came to my apartment that evening. He looked guilty. He couldn't look into my eyes. "How long?" I asked. 2 months, he said quietly. 2 months. For 2 months he had been lying to me. For 2 months he had been kissing her while telling me he loved me. I felt sick. "Why?" I asked. "Why did you do this to me?" "I don't know," he said. "Sarah and it just happened. I didn't mean to hurt you, Emma. I love you, but I also have feelings for her." "Get out," I said. "Get out of my apartment. Get out of my life." Daniel tried to touch my hand, but I pulled away. "Emma, please. Can we talk about this?" "There's nothing to talk about. You betrayed me. You chose her. Now leave." Daniel left. I locked the door and fell to the floor. I cried for hours. My heart was broken into 1,000 pieces. The man I loved, the man I trusted, had destroyed everything. That night was the worst night of my life. After Daniel left, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus on anything. I stopped going to university. I stayed in my apartment and cried. My mother came to see me. She held me while I cried. She told me everything would be okay, but I didn't believe her. "How can it be okay?" I asked. I gave him everything. I loved him with my whole heart. And he threw it away like it meant nothing. "I know it hurts now," my mother said softly. "But the pain won't last forever. You will heal. You will love again. I don't want to love again, I said. Love only brings pain. Days turned into weeks. I lost weight. I stopped caring about my appearance. My friends tried to help me, but I pushed them away. I was angry at the world. I was angry at Daniel. But most of all, I was angry at myself. Why didn't I see the signs? Why did I trust him so much? Lisa visited me every day. She brought me food. She sat with me while I cried. She never judged me. She was a true friend. Emma, you need to get out of this apartment, Lisa said one day. You need fresh air. You need to live again. I can't, I said. Everything reminds me of him. Every street, every park, every place we went together. How can I forget him when he's everywhere? You don't need to forget him, Lisa said. You just need to move forward. One step at a time. 3 months after the breakup, I saw Daniel again. I was at the supermarket buying groceries. I turned the corner and there he was. My heart stopped. He was with Sarah. They were holding hands. She was laughing at something he said. They looked happy. Daniel saw me. For a moment we just looked at each other. I saw guilt in his eyes. I saw regret. But I also saw that he had moved on. He was happy with her. Hello, Emma, he said quietly. I couldn't speak. I just stood there looking at him. Sarah pulled his hand, trying to move him away. She looked uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Daniel said. I'm sorry for everything. Are you? I asked. My voice was cold. Are you really sorry? Because you look happy to me. Daniel didn't answer. Sarah pulled him harder. They walked away. I stood there alone in the supermarket aisle, holding a basket of groceries I didn't even want. The tears came again. I thought I was getting better, but seeing him with her brought all the pain back. I left the supermarket without buying anything. I went home and cried again. That night I made a decision. I couldn't keep living like this. I couldn't let Daniel control my life anymore. I needed to change. The next morning I woke up early. I looked at myself in the mirror. I barely recognized the person looking back at me. I was thin, pale, and sad. My eyes had no light in them. This wasn't who I wanted to be. I called my university. I told them I wanted to come back. I had missed 3 months of classes, but they agreed to help me catch up. Then I called Lisa. I'm ready, I told her. I'm ready to start living again. Lisa was so happy. She came over immediately. She helped me clean my apartment. We threw away everything that reminded me of Daniel: photos, gifts, letters. It was painful, but it felt good too. I was letting go. I started going to university again. It was hard at first. I had to work twice as hard to catch up on my studies, but I focused all my energy on it. I stopped thinking about Daniel. Every time his face appeared in my mind, I pushed it away and focused on something else. I also started taking care of myself again. I ate healthy food. I went for walks every morning. I bought new clothes. Slowly, very slowly, I started to feel like myself again. The pain was still there, but it was getting smaller. 6 months after the breakup, something happened. I met someone new. His name was Michael. He was in one of my classes. He was quiet and kind. He had gentle eyes and a warm smile. He was nothing like Daniel. Michael asked me if I wanted to study together one day. I said yes. We went to the library and studied for hours. He was smart and patient. He helped me understand difficult subjects. After that day, we studied together often. One day, Michael asked me to have coffee with him. Not for studying, just for coffee. I hesitated. I wasn't sure if I was ready, but something inside me said yes. We went to a small coffee shop. We talked for hours. Michael told me about his family, his dreams, his hobbies. He asked me about my life too. I told him about my studies, my friends, my hopes for the future. I didn't tell him about Daniel. I didn't want to bring the past into this new beginning. Michael made me laugh. I realized I hadn't laughed like that in months. Felt good. Felt like maybe, just maybe, I could be happy again. But falling in love again wasn't easy. Every time Michael got close to me, I felt scared. I was afraid of being hurt again. I was afraid of trusting someone and having them betray me like Daniel did. Michael was patient. He never pushed me. He let me move at my own speed. But I could see questions in his eyes. Why was I so distant? Why did I pull away when things got too close? One evening, Michael and I were walking in the park. It was the same park where Daniel and I used to walk. The memories came flooding back. I started to cry. Emma, what's wrong? Michael asked, concerned. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I told him everything. I told him about Daniel, about the betrayal, about the pain. I told him I was scared to love again. Michael listened carefully. He didn't interrupt. When I finished, he took my hand gently. I'm not Daniel, he said softly. I can't promise that I'll never hurt you. We're all human and humans make mistakes. But I can promise that I will never betray you. I will never lie to you. And I will always respect you. His words touched my heart. For the first time in months, I felt hope. Maybe I could trust again. Maybe I could love again. Things were going well with Michael. We had been together for 3 months. I was happy again. I was starting to believe in love again. But then something happened that changed everything. I was at a restaurant with Michael celebrating my birthday. We were having a wonderful time. The food was delicious, the music was beautiful, and Michael had given me a lovely gift. A silver necklace with a small heart pendant. Then I saw him. Daniel walked into the restaurant. He was alone this time. Our eyes met across the room. He looked surprised to see me. He looked even more surprised to see me with Michael looking happy. Daniel walked over to our table. Michael looked confused. Emma, Daniel said. Can I talk to you? Just for a minute. No, I said firmly. I'm with someone. Please, Daniel said. It's important. Michael looked at me. Do you want me to ask him to leave? He asked protectively. It's okay, I said. I turned to Daniel. You have 1 minute. Daniel looked nervous. I made a mistake, he said. The biggest mistake of my life. Sarah and I broke up 2 months ago. I realized that I never stopped loving you. Emma, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? Can we try again? I stared at him in disbelief. After everything he did to me, after all the pain he caused, he thought he could just walk back into my life? Are you serious right now? I asked. My voice was shaking with anger. You betrayed me. You lied to me. You broke my heart. I spent months crying over you. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I almost lost everything because of you. And now, because your new relationship didn't work out, you think you can come back. Emma, Daniel started. No, I interrupted. You don't get to do this. You don't get to walk back into my life like nothing happened. You made your choice. You chose her over me. Now I'm making my choice. I choose myself. I choose my happiness. And I choose him. I looked at Michael, who was watching us carefully. But we were so good together, Daniel said desperately. Don't you remember? Don't you remember how much we loved each other? Yes, I remember, I said. But I also remember how you destroyed that love. You don't get a second chance, Daniel. Not with me. Not anymore. Daniel's face fell. He realized I meant it. He looked at Michael, then back at me. I hope he makes you happy, he said quietly. Then he turned and walked away. I watched him leave. I felt nothing. No pain, no anger, no sadness. Just relief. He was finally out of my life. Michael reached across the table and took my hand. Are you okay? He asked. Yes, I said, and I meant it. I'm more than okay. I'm free. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Daniel, about our conversation, about everything that had happened. And then for the first time, I felt something I didn't expect. I felt regret. But I wasn't regretting losing Daniel. I was regretting loving him in the first place. I regretted giving him so much power over my happiness. I regretted trusting him so blindly. I regretted wasting 3 years on someone who didn't deserve my love. I thought about all the signs I ignored. The times he was distant. The times he canceled plans. The times he didn't answer my calls. I saw all the red flags now, but I had ignored them then because I was in love. Love had made me blind. I also regretted how much time I wasted being sad after he left. 3 months of my life gone. 3 months of crying, of not eating, of not living. Daniel didn't deserve those 3 months. He didn't deserve one single tear I cried for him. But then I realized something important. Yes, I regretted loving Daniel. Yes, I regretted the pain. But that pain had taught me something valuable. Taught me that I was strong. Taught me that I could survive heartbreak. It taught me to be careful with my heart, but not to close it completely. Michael and I grew closer. He was everything Daniel wasn't. Honest, faithful, patient, and kind. He never made me doubt his feelings. He never gave me reasons to worry. He showed me every day through his actions that he loved me. But I was different now. I wasn't the same innocent 18-year-old girl who believed in fairy tales. I was wiser, stronger, and more careful. I didn't give my whole heart to Michael immediately. I kept a small part of it protected just in case. Michael noticed this. One day he asked me about it. "Emma, do you trust me?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "I do trust you." "But not completely," he said. "It wasn't a question. You're still protecting yourself. You're still afraid." He was right. "I'm sorry," I said. "It's not about you. It's about me. I'm scared that if I love you completely, you'll hurt me like he did." "I understand," Michael said. "And I don't blame you. But Emma, you can't live your whole life being afraid. Daniel hurt you once. But if you let that fear control you forever, then he's still hurting you. He's still controlling your life. Don't give him that power." Michael's words struck deep into my heart. He was right. By holding back, by being afraid, I was still letting Daniel control me. I was still letting him win. That night I made a decision. I decided to let go of all the fear. I decided to trust Michael completely. I decided to love again without walls, without protection. It was scary, but it was also freeing. Before we start, we'd love for you to watch the story carefully and at the end, rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your opinion helps us understand what kind of stories you enjoy and guides us to create even better content for you. Time passed. Michael and I graduated from university. I became a teacher, just like I had always dreamed. Michael became an engineer. We moved in together. We built a life together. A good life. A happy life. I still thought about Daniel sometimes. I wondered where he was, what he was doing, if he was happy. But these thoughts didn't hurt anymore. They were just memories, like old photographs that had faded with time. My mother was right. The pain didn't last forever. Took time, but I healed. The broken pieces of my heart came back together, stronger than before. The cracks were still there, but they didn't hurt anymore. They were just reminders of what I had survived. I learned so many things from my relationship with Daniel. I learned that love isn't enough. You also need trust, respect, and honesty. I learned that you can't ignore red flags and hope they go away. I learned that when someone shows you who they really are, you should believe them. But I also learned that heartbreak doesn't last forever. I learned that you can love again after being hurt. I learned that being betrayed by one person doesn't mean everyone will betray you. I learned to forgive, not for Daniel but for myself. Holding on to anger was like drinking poison and expecting him to die. Letting go set me free. 2 years after that night at the restaurant, I heard news about Daniel. Lisa called me one afternoon. She sounded excited. "Emma, you won't believe what I heard," she said. "What?" I asked. "Daniel got married. To Sarah. The same girl he cheated on you with," Lisa said. I felt a strange mix of emotions. Part of me was happy that he had moved on. Part of me wondered if they were happy together. And a small part of me, a part one wasn't proud of, hoped that karma would catch up with him. "How do you feel about this?" Lisa asked carefully. "I don't know," I said honestly. "It's strange. I don't love him anymore, but hearing this news still affects me." "That's normal," Lisa said. "He was a big part of your life." That evening, I told Michael about Daniel's marriage. He listened quietly. "Do you still have feelings for him?" Michael asked. "No," I said firmly. "But I do have feelings about what happened. I feel angry that he's happy after what he did. I feel like he should have suffered more." "Is that wrong?" It's human, Michael said. But Emma, you being happy is the best revenge. You moved on. You built a good life. You found love again. That's what matters. Michael was right. I had one. Not because Daniel was unhappy, but because I was happy. I had survived the worst pain of my life and come out stronger. 3 months after Daniel's wedding, I received a letter. It was from Daniel. My hand shook as I opened it. Michael was at work, so I was alone. The letter said, "Dear Emma, I know I have no right to write to you. I know I hurt you in ways that words can't describe. But I need to tell you something. I need you to know the truth. Marrying Sarah was a mistake. I thought I loved her. I thought she was what I wanted. But on my wedding day, when I stood at the altar and watched her walk down the aisle, I realized something. I realized that I was marrying the wrong woman. I realized that the only woman I ever truly loved was you. I betrayed you. I lied to you. I destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me. And I will regret that for the rest of my life. Not a day goes by that I don't think about you, about us, about what we could have been. I'm not writing this to ask for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I'm not writing this to ask for another chance. I know I'll never get one. I'm writing this because I need you to know that you were right that night at the restaurant. I made the biggest mistake of my life when I let you go. I heard that you're happy now. I heard that you found someone who treats you the way you deserve to be treated. I'm glad. You deserve all the happiness in the world. I'm sorry, Emma. I'm so sorry for everything. Daniel. I read the letter 3 times. The first time I felt anger. How dare he write to me? How dare he tell me about his regrets now when it was too late? The second time I felt sadness. Sadness for the time we wasted, for the love we lost. The third time I felt nothing. Just emptiness. I thought about writing back. I thought about telling him how much he hurt me, how long it took me to heal, how many nights I cried myself to sleep because of him. But then I realized something. He didn't deserve my words. He didn't deserve any more of my time or energy. I took the letter and put it in a box with all the other memories from that time. Old photos, old gifts, old letters. Then I put the box in the back of my closet. I didn't throw it away. Those memories were part of my story, part of who I was. But I didn't need to look at them anymore. 6 months after I received Daniel's letter, Michael proposed to me. We were at the beach watching the sunset. The sky was painted in beautiful colors. Pink, orange, purple, and gold. The waves were gentle and the air was warm. Michael took my hand and got down on one knee. "Emma," he said, "you are the love of my life. You are my best friend, my partner, my everything. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" I looked at Michael's face. I saw love in his eyes. Real love. The kind of love that doesn't betray, that doesn't lie, that doesn't break promises. The kind of love I deserved. "Yes," I said, tears of joy streaming down my face. "Yes, I'll marry you." Michael put a beautiful ring on my finger and kissed me. In that moment I felt completely happy. I felt completely healed. All the pain from my past seemed so far away now, like a bad dream that had finally ended. My wedding day was perfect. I wore a white dress that made me feel like a princess. My hair was decorated with flowers. My mother cried happy tears when she saw me. My father told me I was the most beautiful bride he had ever seen. The ceremony was in a garden filled with roses. All my friends and family were there. Lisa was my maid of honor. She had been with me through my darkest days, and now she was with me on my happiest day. When I walked down the aisle and saw Michael waiting for me at the altar, my heart filled with love. This was right. This was where I was supposed to be. This was my happy ending. We said our vows. I promised to love him, to trust him, to stand by him through good times and bad. He promised the same. When the priest said, "You may kiss the bride," Michael kissed me softly and everyone clapped and cheered. At the reception I danced with my father. "I'm so proud of you," he whispered in my ear. "You went through so much pain, but you didn't let it destroy you. You became stronger." "Thank you, Dad," I said, my eyes filling with tears. Later I danced with Michael. He held me close and whispered, "I love you, Mrs. Anderson." I love you too, I said. And I meant it with my whole heart. 3 years into my marriage, I saw Daniel one last time. I was at the grocery store with my 2-year-old daughter Lily. She was sitting in the shopping cart, laughing and playing with the toy. I was happy, content, and at peace with my life. Then I saw him. Daniel was at the other end of the aisle. He was alone. He looked older, tired. When he saw me, he stopped. He looked at me, then at Lily, then back at me. We walked toward each other slowly. When we were close enough to talk, I said, "Hello, Daniel." "Hello, Emma," he said. His voice was soft, sad. "Is this your daughter?" "Yes," I said proudly. "This is Lily." "She's beautiful," Daniel said. "You look happy." "I am happy," I said simply. Daniel looked down at his feet. "I got your letter," he said. I was confused. "I never sent you a letter." "I know," he said. "That's the letter I'm talking about." Your silence was louder than any words you could have written. It told me everything I needed to know. You moved on. You didn't need closure from me. You found it yourself. I nodded. He was right. I didn't need anything from him. Not an apology, not an explanation, not forgiveness. I had found peace on my own. "I hope you find happiness too, Daniel," I said. And surprisingly, I meant it. I didn't wish him pain anymore. I didn't wish him suffering. I just wished him peace, the same peace I had found. "Thank you," Daniel said. "And Emma? I'm sorry. For everything." "I know," I said. "Goodbye, Daniel." "Goodbye, Emma." I walked away with my daughter and I didn't look back. That was the last time I ever saw him, and I was okay with that. Now, as I sit here writing this story, I am 35 years old. 7 years have passed since that last meeting with Daniel. I have 2 children now. Lily is 9 and my son James is 5. Michael and I are still happily married. We have our problems like any couple, but we face them together. When I look back at my younger self, the 18-year-old girl who fell in love with Daniel, I feel both sadness and gratitude. Sadness for what she went through, but gratitude for what she learned. Yes, Daniel betrayed me. Yes, it hurt more than anything I had ever experienced. Yes, I regret loving him. But I don't regret the lessons that pain taught me. I don't regret becoming the person I am today. Stronger, wiser, more careful, but still open to love. I've learned that betrayal is not the end of your story. It's just a painful chapter. You can close that chapter and start a new one. I've learned that the person who betrayed you doesn't get to write the rest of your story. You do. I've learned that regret is okay. It's okay to regret loving someone who hurt you. It's okay to wish you had been more careful with your heart. But don't let that regret stop you from loving again. Don't let one person's betrayal close your heart to everyone else. Most importantly, I've learned that you are stronger than you think. If you're reading this and you're going through heartbreak right now, please know this. It won't hurt forever. The pain feels endless now, but it will fade. You will heal. You will love again. You will be happy again. Daniel taught me what I don't want in a relationship. Michael taught me what I do want. Both lessons were necessary. Both shaped who I am today. If there's one thing I want you to take from my story, it's this. Don't let the past control your future. Yes, Daniel betrayed me. Yes, I regret loving him. But I don't regret moving forward. I don't regret opening my heart again. I don't regret choosing happiness over bitterness. You might be hurt right now. You might feel like you'll never be happy again. But trust me, you will. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but it makes them easier to bear. And one day you'll wake up and realize that you don't think about them anymore. You'll realize that you're happy. You'll realize that you survived. That day will come. Promise. To my younger self, you were brave. You survived something that felt impossible to survive. I'm proud of you. To Daniel, I forgive you not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace. To Michael, thank you for showing me what real love looks like. Thank you for being patient with my broken heart. Thank you for helping me believe in love again. To everyone who is going through heartbreak, hold on. Better days are coming. The pain you feel now will make you stronger. You will love again. You will trust again. You will be happy again. This is my story. This is how I survived betrayal. This is how I learned to love again. This is the most emotional story I have to tell. And if my pain can give you hope, if my story can help you believe that happiness is possible after heartbreak, then every tear I cried was worth it. Never stop believing in love. Never stop believing in yourself. You are stronger than you know. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.